Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker, Georgia.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot now. There we go again. Kins loves dancing to that music. Just get the boogie on. Hey, welcome to another Shed Night with Trackside with Cockpit. Brought to you by our good friend Paul Vasey at Vasey Engineering Supplies Limited and our good mate Lala at TWS Technical Welding Services. And, of course, a big appreciation to our mate Mike at Repco Huntley and, of course, our old mate at Total Property Maintenance who always looks after us and supports us. So, just a quick thanks to all those people and all you fans out there coming to listen in tonight for a Shed Night. This season is getting closer and closer to ending, Kins. It's like we say, we looked at the what's on this weekend. It didn't look very exciting. It didn't look very full, did it? There's a lot of excitement happening. Oh, look, Kins has brought up. He's jumped the gun on me, made me talk about it. So Auckland, of course, is your North Island sprint cars, Kins.
Yes.
And, of course, Miani is what we've got Regan on here all about the Autumn Nationals, and it's going back to its glory heydays, I think, with the amount of numbers that are there. I put up the list of drivers today in that post, and as you can see, did you see how many cars and numbers and drivers are coming back for that, bud?
It's good to see, Books, and we're going to talk more about that. Wellington, Riverside, and then Sunday, Ocean View down in Wongas, and Awahoro Speedway if they get things up and going. But, you know, Mother Nature has had an effect, and I'll just roll on with, obviously, we saw Red Wooten and his team out there at Huntley make the announcement that those who travel to Huntley to support them over the season, they've had to make the call. Obviously, with affected, they'd also damaged some of the structures around the facility, so it's all about safety first. I can let you know they will have the go-karts coming back to the track, but at the moment, in regards to the Speedway season, that's pretty well done, dusted. I see also Kiki had to pull the pin on their meeting as well. Again, the weather pretty well with Cyclone Vaianu. Had a bit of a influx on that as well. And like a lot of other tracks around the country, even the V8 supercars, some, had to make the big cancellation on Sunday, but they're racing this weekend down in Christchurch Way.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, well, that's right. The supercars will go ahead this weekend. But mate, the storm come through, and I think it was good. Everybody was prepared. I think we need to also make a note to people. I did see some comments on Red and the team's post. Some people say, "Oh, why can't you do this?" Or "Why can't?" Listen, it's not as if any promotion team or promoter sits back and goes, this is an easy decision to make to finish our season off. It's all about safety and how much work is involved to get things going. And no rain off or anything gets taken lightly by any track, Kins, we've spoken to many promoters and teams at different tracks, and it's just not an easy decision to make, to do it. And I mean, let's look at the likes. You got to feel for tracks like Gisborne. I mean, mate, how many cancellations a season have they had to make because of weather or roads, Also, you got Huntley that's been canned. You've got who else has had a bad run? There's someone else in my head then.
Well, Auckland has with their big development,
one,
up in Auckland, there, Waikaraka Park, but they did a big, massive rebuild around it. We all knew about it. We had Wade Jennings to talk about the initial project and the development and the stuff that he shared. But to see what's happened, you feel for people. You feel for a lot of promoters. And Booker, you're right. They don't make these decisions lightly. Hence the reason why Red had the people that are around him that make things work at their facility. It was a joint decision. You just can't. And we're going to have Regan join us very soon. He'll tell you how tough it is as a promoter. Just some of these decisions you got to make, and you got to bear with it and get through that off season. Before you know it, the off season is going to go fast, and the new season will be around. Yeah, I see that there. I won't be Maru. Unfortunately, I'm tied up with Tiny Waka Kapaka Regionals on Friday and Saturday, so busy over in Hamilton. I just want to put
that there to wind you up, mate, because everyone's saying you come to Miani. But you're right, mate. Regs will better tell us a bit more about it. But mate, we also said on our post that we'd love to hear from you guys, the fans, as well. So, you want to tell us about what's some of your guys' favourite events you've been to this season? Let us know in the comments and stuff. So we'll sort of talk to you guys in between guests as well. It's a shared night, it's a relaxed night. But Kins, what's been a standout for you this season so far, mate? What have you and what's a big thing that you've loved this year? What's something that's really stood out for you at an event you've gone to that's sort of you've gone, how it was mean,
Yeah. God. Yeah, it's a really good question. I enjoyed the opening night at Huntley when I was up there commentating with the fireworks to see all the crowds turn up with their families. That's been massive. The annual trip down to Palmy, with the wife and family, and it's not that often we travel away a lot. To be honest with you, just enjoying that time away from a lot of tracks that I haven't got around to. I've enjoyed that because things have changed in my life with my grandson moving out to Hamilton, so I've taken a focus somewhere else. But I think I'd enjoy it. It's not going to the tracks, Booker. It's actually talking to everyone on the shows over the speedway season. Yep. That's been more of what I've enjoyed, and hearing it from every driver, him or her, promoter. I've enjoyed that a lot more. I haven't been to a lot of racing. I was just talking beforehand. I think Palmy was the furthest I went. I never went to Rotorua this season, which we made quite a bit of last year. Did a lot of Huntley. I've done a lot of Waharoa. I've enjoyed it out there during my time, but in Bay Park once for Hoki Ashby. So I haven't done a lot. Not like you, mate. You've been living up behind the camera and the microphone. You're still going for it.
I have been very lucky and privileged this season to be able to have been asked to help out and work with the Pits TV. With Jason, the team, and working alongside with Bianca at a few meetings as well. And it's been a real privilege for me. I've managed to be able to go to a few tracks that I normally wouldn't have got to go to, Kins. But I think for me, this season, my standout this year for something that really stood out for me this season, and everyone's going to say, oh, you're just being biased again, Booker. And I probably am a little bit biased in some aspects, but when I look at the big picture of this, it was one of the most standout meetings I've been to in a while, and that was the New Zealand Super Saloons at Miani. And it wasn't because it was my home track. It was everything that happened there. With working on the stream, talking to the drivers, every driver was fantastic to deal with and talk to. The track looked absolutely immaculate. I mean, the club and the volunteers just did 100% on it. And the way the meeting was run, Kins, it was so well run. And the one thing that I noticed that really stood out for me, well, two things actually that stood out for me was one, on the Friday night, there was rain and drizzle, which kept the track just nice for the drivers. It wasn't enough to stop racing, but the fans didn't leave. They stayed in the stands. And to me, that's a sign that you've gone to a track where you're happy, you're glad to sit there, bugger the rain, I'm staying, this racing's awesome, this meeting's awesome, and they came back the next night as well. Now that to me, staying there, I didn't see anyone getting up, leaving, rushing to their cars, mate, and to me, that's a sign of what a great meeting's all about, because you're happy to be there, You're not like, oh, the rain's here, good, let's go home, And for me, that was something really special. And the other thing is, the privilege I had was I had the headset on my head for the Pits TV, so I got to hear the referees in my ear. And if you watch the stream, you hear the referees on the stream as well, which is really quite a neat feature with the Pits do. But the thing that stood out for me is the referee they had there was a new ref, apparently. He had done a few meetings, but his voice was so calming when he spoke to drivers and so polite and so everything. And I think I spoke to quite a few drivers afterwards who said that was incredible. The guy was great, easy to deal with. And I saw for the first time that rule where you get a yellow, and obviously they'd seen something happen in the race earlier that was going to get, after the meeting, they would have got pulled up to the box after the race and said, hey, you've got a 2-spot penalty, right? But under yellow, they were able to move those cars and give that penalty right then and there, which meant the driver knew that he'd taken his penalty and now he can try and get his way back. Where after the race, you get your 2 spots, that's it, you've lost. You can't make your way back. So I thought that was really good too. So for me, my standout was that meeting, mate. The Bin Hire Co. New Zealand Super Saloon Champs at Miana Speedway was outstanding. If anyone else went there and you're watching the show right now, let us know in the comments what your thoughts were on that. Or tell us about a meeting that you liked, that you went to, that was just something like that, where you had the same experience I had, where you thought, bloody hell, this is awesome, And that was it for me, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other part of it was meeting up with people who watch our show, because, that's the importance for me and you. Yeah. People who watch our show, they come and say hello and stuff like that, and I bumped into a few of them around the tracks that I went to, and there's only minimal tracks, mainly down in Palmy in the square and walking around the track. You talk to these people for ages. You know how this books, and then you walk away and you think to yourself, who the was that?
Yeah. I get into the supermarket, walking down the street too. I'm like, oh yeah, and they say, hey, we really appreciate it, and we appreciate hearing that, because it makes us want to do more for you. Like, we're not here for the glory and the likes and everything. We're just here to promote the sport, promote the tracks, promote the drivers as much as we can, because we love the sport. We love what we do, and that's why we do it. We don't do it for anything else. What's that? So for me, Robin Pratt night was just a great. The whole night's racing. It was a good meeting, Simon, but man, it was cold, wasn't it? Oh, it was freezing. What do we got there? Absolute standout meeting books. It should really be SNZ nominated event. Yeah, well, I think if people,
the nominations are open.
So get your nominations in for those events, because it really was a great event. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and that's not being biased. It's just watching. It was just good, it was just awesome. Tina Wells, that Super Saloon Champs was amazing. Yeah. And the track was great. Mike Mack and his team have got the track there. It was Booker doing an amazing job. Wanganui, thanks, man. We appreciate all of it, and we're out there to entertain and have some fun, and that's what it's all about. And these guys we got on tonight, Brad Lane, he's an entertainer, isn't he? I mean, shivers, he's always on the limit. You don't know if he's going up or down or where he's going to go. You just know he's going to send it, and it's either going to work or it's not sometimes. But that's what it's about, kids, that we go to watch these guys. Quinn Ryan, when he was racing, people went and watched Quinn. And, and don't forget, remember when Quinn did that surprise thing in Natai's garage for that young kid? I mean, that's what it's all about. Family, speedway, and kids, and Regan, he gets up there and entertains. He's saying on the infield while me and him sung Come on the Bay for the Peterberry teams. I don't know if we're in tune or how good we were, but we were in there doing it. He showed his head and shaved too. I didn't realise, mate, but Tracy Jarrett, she posted it on her Facebook. I didn't know it popped up, and I realised. I was like, what the heck?
What had thousands of likes then?
Nah.
Nah. I know.
Mate, how are you doing?
I don't know why I listen to you.
Yeah. I gave you the words. It's like, but we still got it. I don't think we're in tune because
underneath the sunshine and the big sky of the bay.
I know. Man. But that's what it's about, Nick. Regan, like we just talking, that's what it's about. It's about entertaining the fans that come to the show and having fun and enjoying yourself.
Yeah, totally. That's one thing, like we've spoke about heaps this season is, if the fans are sitting there and everything's dead and it's quiet and they're waiting, they get bored. So if we can interact with them and include the crowd and the spectators during the night, they're going to go away and want to come back to be part of the show next meeting.
Yeah.
So,
Byron, there you go. He enjoyed the roughies. Young Byron, bro.
Yeah. Straight out and into the Constellations and rolling cars as well. He was keen as. Yeah. He was a good fella.
But we touched on it, Books and I, Regan, about promoters. Sometimes the decision isn't made lightly in regards to the weather events and whatnot. You've got to make a tough decision, and it's not easy to make. It can be cost effective. Obviously, drivers going to commit to events. They've told you've got the names and details, but sometimes you just got to make that hard decision.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, I feel sorry for reading them. I seen their post they put up yesterday about cancelling the meeting, and obviously up the top north there, Huntley and Auckland, and that they got smashed with the cyclone. We were sort of lucky down here in Hawke's Bay. We got a bit of wind and rain, but nothing like they got up there. And it's a big call to make. Like, people look at it and go, "Man, it's only Tuesday. You've made the call. We don't race till Saturday." But it's the cleanup, there was a roof blowing off one of their corporate boxes. It's a whole lot of things, and then you also go, what spectators are going to turn up? Because, if we don't get many turn up, and, I know I used to be a driver going, what'd you cancel the meeting for? It's 3 days away. But now I'm on the other side of the fence. You're going, mate, we better cancel now while it only cost us X amount of dollars for St. John's, because you still get charged for St. John's.
Yes.
And yeah, you don't have all that other cost on top of it, because if you rain out on a day, it can wax easy 10 grand's gone. So, and times are tough at the moment. Even this weekend here, I've had a couple of people ask me a couple of weeks ago, you reckon you're going to get many super stocks? And we're lucky we opened the entries up 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. So we already had 20 odd entries way back then. So we knew people were coming for it to race. The weather in the beginning of the week was looking dodgy, and already had a phone call yesterday from someone saying, when will you make the call? Morning. Hey, he's not shining on Saturday morning. It must be cloudy. But, you do, because you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If we looked at the weather forecast yesterday, we would have gone, we're going to pull the meeting on Saturday. But, you just hang in there a couple more days, and we're lucky we didn't get affected as much. So our track and our premises, didn't get covered in water, isn't underwater, and stuff still stayed on their roofs. So, we're one of the lucky ones. So we can carry on pushing on for the weekend. But, yeah, it is not just as simple as thing as go, we'll just pull the pin because it's wet. It's a big decision, and financial decision as well.
Not just for you, though. For you're also thinking of the drivers' financial as well, aren't you? Because those that travel.
Yep, that's it. You don't want to travel from out of town and get there, and then we've done it plenty of times going to Palmy years ago. You ring Puck on the way down. What's it doing? He said, the water truck's on the track. So you're thinking now, is that the grey cloud or is it the grey Get down there, get in the pits, and then you go to the Chinese shop and go home. Yeah, it is. And hey, the way a diesel cost of today, man, you don't want to travel all the way to a track, turn around and go home because you just maxed $500.
Yeah.
So it is. It's a hard one, but you just got to make a decision and run with it, really. And obviously Huntley made the decision, so good on them, because now we've got some stock cars from Huntley coming to Meow.
Talk to me about that, the Autumn Superstock Nationals and also the Kuru Cup stock cars. You got Derby and all sorts happening.
Yep. So we obviously we've got Quinn Ryan's jumped on board this year and sponsored our Autumn Nationals with Eastwell Engineering. So thanks to him for jumping on board. So we've got 32 super stocks entered in for that. So we'll do 2 races, and then we'll take a top 10 through to a shootout of some sort. So we're going to try and funky that up a little bit and work out something that's a little bit different for the shootout. What we can come up with by Saturday. And then they'll go into a 20-lap final. So 32 super stocks on the track's going to make a good rumble at that start line. So that's going to be awesome. And then we've got old Jasmine Kuru with Jazzed Up Logging. She's jumped on to sponsor the Kuru Cup, which her mum and dad obviously started. Now, I got asked this question today when it started, and I think it would have been around about 18 years ago that Kuru Cup's been going. So between her and her mum, Leanne, at Kuru Contracting, they've jumped on as a sponsor for the Kuru Cup. And I had a look earlier on today. I think we've got 35 stock cars entered for that. So it's over 3 races for that one. So if you win that Kuru Cup, you take home not only a a huge, probably the biggest cup in Speedway. But you take home $3,000 as well.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
33 stock cars entered, mate. You've got
how many?
33. But we'll call
33.
it 32 because I just saw DK, Sean Kingy say.
Oh, yes.
He wish he could make it through this weekend, but obviously something's happened. Is it the roads or something? And he was going quick around here too, DK. So we'll call it 32.
Yeah. Okay. So that stock car super stock then is not coming down. That thing's fast.
Hey.
That thing is fast. You know, I was happy to drink out of that cup on Saturday when he won it because I seen how quick it was at Easter. Yeah. That's a bit of a bugger, but hey, he'll be back next year. You know, he's come down here twice this season and loved it. You know, he blown away with how our track was, so suited his car fine. So, but
Awesome.
you know, we're still going to have some great stock car racing. We've got the East Coast Saloon Champs. We've got 12 saloons entered for that. We've got the Dusty Roads as another memorial for TQs. Now, Dusty Roads, that's been going for years as well. He was a member of Hawke's Bay and Kiki.
Yeah.
So I think last time I looked, we had about 16 or 17 TQs entered for that.
16 TQs entered, bud. I got it all in front of me here.
Sweet.
One of us is doing our job, bro.
Yeah. Oh, every time I looked, it was changing.
And I can also say pit gates open at 2. Public
Racing
gates
from
5:30.
5:30.
Racing starts 5:30. Hey?
Yeah. Plus, we've got East Coast mini stocks. So we've got 28 local mini stocks as well.
That'll be good.
Skipping it up, as well as 20 cars for our ramp derby. So we've got our ramp derby at the end of the night. So it's a full-on night. And if you can't make it, we've got Pits TV coming along. So you'll hear Booker sing Come On the Bay again, no doubt.
Well, Regan's going to be in the middle, I think, Kin. So me and him are going to have some fun this weekend, I tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have done a ramped up derby box. I would have been keen as.
Yeah.
I would have been keen as.
Well, come down. I'll get the super saloon out. I'll put the super stock over. You can take the super saloon.
Mate, don't you bloody tempt me. Don't you tempt me.
Take Kyron's one. His lead loves wrecking it. So what's another thing? Yeah. So it's going to be a great night on Saturday night. I've got some New Zealand Super Saloon merch that's left over, so I'm just working on getting a t-shirt gun from the Hawke's Bay Magpies to stuff some t-shirts in the end and fire them into the crowd. So,
and we're going to chuck some beanies in there too, Kins, with it. Some of our cockpit beanies. We're going to give the Regan a throw in there as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I might throw one of those on my head for a little bit. Yeah. But it's and obviously I'll be out in the middle with the microphone. So at the Peter Barry's, I jumped up and interviewed a little kid that was walking past while a fence was getting repaired, and
that's right. Yes.
The kids all come running down. So I'm going to try and get a bit more interactive with the crowd this weekend and sort of have a yard to them and see who they think is going to win. So I'm looking forward to this weekend, and it's going to be great for a final meeting.
I saw you jump up on the fence and do that, mate, and I thought, far out, I could do that too. And I got to the fence, how high it actually is. Well, I got to put this fat body ain't getting up there, and if it did, it wouldn't get back down again. So I thought, we'll just walk away.
I'll tell you what, I looked at it and I thought, shit, I haven't jumped up here for a while. And as I was halfway up, I'm thinking, this is going to look great when I go backwards on the back. But I managed to keep the leg up there and got up there. So, yeah, she's a bit of a climb up there.
Awesome. Awesome, my bro. Well, it's always good to see you with a big smile. That's one thing you bring to our show every time we catch up, the happiness, the fun, and that's just the personality of who you are. But I look forward to it and hope it all goes well on Saturday. Anything else you want to talk more about the season?
Kids, we've got a draw to do
that's right. You got your draw.
Yeah.
So where's your ice cream container?
Yeah. So I've eaten all the ice cream out of it. I did that before I got here. It's a couple Sundays ago, Scott Gallup, we had an extravaganza car show here in Hawke's Bay, and Scott Gallup and Olivia Testa took their stock cars to the show and shine. There was thousands of people, and everybody filled out a little docket and chucked their name in here, and we're going to do a pass, 2 passes, family passes for the weekend. So I'll draw a couple names out here, and then we'll contact these people as well. So I've got Ted, who I love Speedway. Ted's just got himself a family pass for the weekend, and I'll do one more, and we'll contact Ted and get that to him.
Good old Ted.
And then we've got Amy. So I'll be contacting Amy as well. She's got herself a family pass for this weekend. So I'll get hold of them tomorrow and then tee that up. But thanks to everyone that chucked their name in this draw here. They chucked some donations in here as well, which at the Peter Barry's, we raised $6,000 to go to the Autism Foundation.
Nice.
So I think we had just on $40 donated into this container over that weekend. So we've chucked that on the top of the autism, and so they'll get $6,040 that's been sent over to them from the auction that the shirt that Mike Wilson done for the Peter Barry. So
he did a good job, old Mike, on that, didn't he, Regan? That shirt looked bloody. He does it every year, which I take my hat off to him. He gets the drivers, the winning team, to sign it, and what a great shirt to give away for anyone at the Peter Barry. Well, not give away, have to buy at the Peter Barry's. Kins had the starting bid. I think it was 700 or something, didn't he? We made him do.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So he was lucky, but it's the biggest sale we've ever had on the shoot for the auction. You know, so a guy bought it for $3,000, and then Andrew Barry always matches it, so she put up another $3,000. So it was awesome to see. It was the Peter Barry's was a great weekend, and it was good to donate $6,000 to the autism, and we just whacked another $40 on top of it. So thanks to everyone from the car show, and thanks to the Gallops for going there and sort of organising it. So it was great.
And Mr. Brunton.
Yeah, and Wayne Brunton, he set up the draw and got everyone to put their names in there. So it was awesome, and we've got to do more of that and find a bit of time to do that sort of stuff. But it was great. It was great to see them there. I don't even know those car shows were around actually. Watch out, next year we'll be bigger and better.
You might want to go to the swap meet in a couple of weeks' time out there, mate, to be fair. Get bits for your saloons.
I know. I seen that advertised on Facebook yesterday, and I was like, oh, swap meet. Okay, it's the old vintage car club. So good to see that back.
Well, it happens.
I read it must be in our car park.
Yeah.
It had me only speedway. I'm thinking, what are we up to here?
On a bit of a more, I suppose, serious note, but as the president of the club now, and sort of seeing how much this club has developed this season, how proud are you of your team and guys that they've just really made the club stand out this year, and especially your track guys?
Yeah, it was awesome. Like last year was my first year as president, and you just come in. You don't want to come in guns blazing and firing shots everywhere. I like to come in and just learn how everything runs, and then sit back and sort of work out where some changes got to be made. And you can't make a whole heap of changes at once, but it's all about stepping stones, So this year we made a change with our track prepping team, like, don't get me wrong, Peter Black, life member, he's done great for the years he's done the track, but it's time for new blood to step forward. And with Mike Mack taking over the watering, Jason Wood and Calvin Ferguson. Calvin and Jason's background is roading, and Jason's background's growing up driving graders, so he could spot a few things that we could do with our track to make it better. So I just gave him, I said, mate, there's the grader, there's the track, do your thing.
Yeah.
Now, 14 meetings on, I reckon we've got the best track in New Zealand. Our little video beforehand, you watch Woodford Glen down there, and the track's black and it's slick, and like everyone puts a big effort in to get their tracks right. But for Miani, we were known as a motocross track.
Yes.
You probably remember that photo from a few years ago. The hole was that deep. We lost Mike Mack. It was only a belly that was up there, looked like a little ridge. So I've got guys that haven't raced this season at Miani that have taken a year off that are like itching to get their cars going again, to get back out there, of how great our track is. And Easter weekend, the side chairs, we could have raced them all night long if they were on the program. The track stayed. You could have been racing the next day without even chucking a grader on it. So big ups to our track prep team. Big ups to all our volunteers this year that have stepped up. We've got Wayne Brunton out there always doing the lawns, Mark Alexander. We all know Matthew Titter, races a super stock. He's as bald as on top as me, but he's got a big blooming mud flap at the back. That guy there this season has been out there on weed eaters, spray painting our wall, helping out in the pits. That guy has been outstanding. You couldn't ask for a better club member than Matt Titter. I told him, when I race the super stock, I'd leave him alone now because he's one of us. He helps out at the track. So, but he didn't believe me for some reason, but I did leave him alone. But he's been out there for New Zealand Super Saloon, spraying pole lines, spraying the wall before the Peter Barry's. So, it's been awesome to see our club slowly growing back to supporting it instead of just turning up and racing. I couldn't be more proud to be president of a club that's club run. We do everything off our back and we get stuck in. And you would have noticed from the start of the year to the end of the year, we've now got booths in the middle for photographers at each end. They're going to be bigger and better next year. We've got a lot of stuff that's coming next year that we're going to make Meani the greatest place in New Zealand again. Yeah.
That's what I love to hear. That's what I love to hear, mate. Yeah. And of course, you can't do all this stuff without people that put up money and sponsors on the track. So that's my sort of past Kins to bring in to join us with Regan as well as Quinn, Eastworld Engineering. Quinn Ryan sponsoring our Autumn Nationals this weekend, mate, and he's had a bit of time off from the car, so we do recognise him. Quinn, how are you?
Who are you again?
Yeah, exactly. Thumbed up, retired driver now.
So you're younger than me, bro. You got plenty more years.
So you had an opportunity to jump on for this weekend, mate. It wouldn't have been a hard decision to make, would it? Especially were you been missing the sport, or?
No, it wasn't a hard decision at all. I mean, obviously, things are tight out there at the moment, but obviously, the least we can do and I can do myself is sort of give back to the sport a little bit, and this is a way I can sort of give back to the sport and Meani Club. I've raced there for 18 years, so it's cool to be able to give back this way and sort of help out throughout the season with bits and pieces as well, which has been quite cool. And I haven't got out there as much as I would have liked, but I'm still trying to help out where I can.
So what, have you seen a speedway meeting at all during the season, or have you just completely stayed away?
I've been actually watching quite a lot of the live streams.
Okay.
In all honesty, I've been away. I've been away with the family a lot and friends, and I've actually had a summer. This is my first summer I've actually had without racing for a long time. So spent that in Taupo, and that was awesome. So I've been doing a lot of live streaming, and went and watched the Peter Barrys. That was my first actual meeting at a track. So the Autumn Nationals will be my second for the season.
So with in regards to what Quinn said, how many years have you been racing?
This is my 30th year. So
have you had a summer?
Yeah, I have every summer. Unlike Quinn and them, they all started at 12 on mini stocks,
Yeah.
So mini stocks went around in my day. I started in street stocks at 16. Yeah. And I'm turning 47 this year and literally haven't had a year off. My meetings have dropped. Instead of doing 30 meetings a year now, like I think I've done 10 this year. That's enough for me. I like the social side of it, more the running the side, but 30 years of racing, and I'd hate to think of how much money. Actually, I don't want to think of how much money I spent. But that's the thing. These guys here that like Quinn said, he's been racing for 18 years from mini stocks, and the likes of Jordan Deere and Jace Long and Kyron and all, they all start at 12 years old. 18 years, and they're still young bucks. They're still got all their hair in one colour.
Still got hair, bro.
Yeah, still got hair. I should have started at 12. But big ups to Quinn and SJ for jumping on board. Quinn hit me up at the start of the season and said, "Hey, look, mate, Autumn Nationals, if you don't have a sponsor or anything, we're keen, So I pinned that one in the back of the head, and then as the season got on and got meetings under the way, I come and seen Quinn a few weeks back, and then a week later we've done a deal, and so it's good to have them back, and it's good to have Quinn back out at the track too. Next year he might be in an overalls or a super saloon.
Super.
See, look, I didn't even start that one this time.
Yeah, this wasn't because I was about to say, Quinn, you could probably jump in Regan's super saloon. He'll let you have a go.
I'll put him in Kyron's one, unless I know it will come in one piece. Yeah.
Oh. So, I mean, I just want to go, Regan. Sorry, Quinn. So the family time, mate, you must be really, really enjoying that, though. I've seen some of your Facebook posts and your stuff going away. You seem to be gallivanting all over the bloody countryside, having a good time. You must be really enjoying that family time, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I got 2 young little kids now, so it's actually nice to, I don't know. The priorities have shifted largely, and I've really noticed it since having the second. The priorities have changed a lot, and I'm really enjoying going and doing things with them. And my little girl, she's nearly 4, so she's doing dancing and soccer and gymnastics and all that stuff, and I get a real kick out of that. So going and doing that stuff, so yeah, I've been really enjoying that. So just carry on with that, and obviously it's been nice to be able to put a bit more effort and time to the business, so that's been really good as well, and obviously saving the pennies.
Have you had any thoughts sitting there, when you got some downtime, just sitting there having a quiet bit, thing to yourself, do you think to yourself, oh, I might get back into it, or that hasn't even entered your mind?
Don't get me wrong, I haven't missed it. I had a lot of people ask, have you missed the racing? I actually haven't. At this point, I don't believe I have. But at this point, not really too phased about having a go on anything or anything like that. Like if I ever did get back into it, it wouldn't be for another few years anyway, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've still got my jet boat, doing all that sort of stuff. So I've still got something to keep me sane. That's got an engine in it. So don't get me wrong, I definitely need my kick. But
Yeah.
I'm sure Mac will be sitting there waiting, Kins, for the day Rig gets the phone.
I know.
We're back.
I know. I mean,
waiting to up at Speedway, mate. He looks lost. He's like this lost little chick walking around the pit.
Yeah, he
doesn't know what to do with himself.
He absolutely loves the Speedway. So every time we go, I mean, he'll be out there this weekend, I'd say, up in the box, and need to get away a bit more with him, following a few more meetings, to be honest. But if I ever do get back in, he'll be there.
Yeah. He'll be there with bells on. He's been talking about it. He was devastated when he took the break out. I remember talking to him about it. He was lost. He didn't know what the hell to do.
He didn't know what to do, old Macca. Yeah. But that's equipment. I mean, we often talk about the drivers retiring. We forget about the poor crews that have put so much in that go, well, what am I going to do now? There's that side of it as well, like you would have seen that over the years too, Regan, like you're not raced as much, and I suppose your dad was your biggest crew, was he?
Yeah, I told him he's got to stay home and spend more time with mum, but then mum kicks him out of the house. Yeah, but it is, and that's the thing. Like Quinn says, he's got young kids. He's had a summer. You probably sit back, Quinn, and you probably think, where did I actually fit Speedway in? And
honestly, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I honestly do. I'm like, how did I even do that this year? Obviously, it really, made me appreciate the likes of Aaron, because he really did help me out a lot with getting the car, prepped and ready. But yeah, it's just going away through that summer period, Like you just Christmas you're away, New Year's you're away, especially when you're trying to chase the big meetings all the time, and trying to do all the big ones. It's all right in that summer period where there's weddings, and I've actually been able to attend weddings this year. So you just I don't know,
it's an important time too when you think about it, when it's that family time and what you said. And mentioning about years, I'm just going to pop this on. I popped the earlier Madu, Clive Elliott. God, yes. After nearly 100 years racing, 59 years to be exact. Didn't think he'd ever retire.
12 years away from being 59.
He's still got hair too.
I've still got 39 years left.
And like Quinn said, he's still got hair. He's still got hair too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, 59 years is pretty good, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah. And he was, and up until he had that big crash, which we saw him the last time at Palmy, he was still quite on the pace there, but he wasn't no slug, he was still getting there,
Yeah.
I think another one that's looking at told me when I was at Christchurch, Kins told me he was retiring is Peter Field too next year. He's going to give it away finally, and he's going to turn his tank into a golden oldie.
Oh.
So you got to change the motor out to do that though.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another one that's going to retire. All these people that have been around for years that we know about, well, admittedly Peter Field, South Island, but those that in Speedway certainly know who he is, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, hey, look at Newton Gorge. He's still going, and Brad Lane's going to join us soon, and he knows how old Newt is, and he's still pedaling around there doing all right, getting sometimes at the point end of the track. Just for those fans who are thinking to go out to Waharoa, unfortunately, it's just popped up on the Facebook. Racing has been cancelled for their little track on Sunday. So there you go, just giving you the announcement coming through on Facebook.
And they just got to remember, mate, those ones that can't get to Waharoa because it's cancelled, it's only a short drive over the Napier Taupo. To get to Miani, so
yeah.
And I did want to make a note too that Pits TV is streaming, but if you live in Napier or Hastings, you shouldn't be buying the stream. You should be getting your backside trackside.
Quinn.
Hey, what was that?
Quinn's going to be there though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like, if you live in Napier, you shouldn't be buying the street. You should be at the track. I'm sorry. Take the family, take a picnic, Regan. Put up your little tuck box
Smell the
up there on
fumes.
Frank's Bank.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's
Lovely.
plenty of room
Like
up there. I
Regan's-
took a trolley up there with a whole fridge full of food, so.
And like Regan said, it's going to be a really good meeting. These, at this stage, 32 super stocks and 32 stock cars. I mean, it's definitely going to be one I want to be at. It's going to be a good one to watch.
Yeah, and
the
those
final meeting of the
TQs
year,
too. The TQs, Quinn, are outstanding around that track at the moment. They put on a hell of a show. The racing is just out the gate good with the TQs as well. I haven't seen the saloons there this season, but I haven't been to Miami much this year myself, to be fair. So I'm looking forward to that as well.
I think that saloons is about the fourth meeting, I think. That's where I was hoping to get a good turnout for saloons. So 12 is good for the East Coast because our local boys are going to look after them and give them a run. So good for the out of towners to turn up and prop it up. That'd be good.
Oh, Marty Goodley just put on a comment. He said, "I might go."
Yeah.
Hey, he's that little meerkat in the middle. Pops up, looks around. Pops up, yeah.
That's what we'll call it from now.
The meerkat.
Yeah.
Manu the meerkat. Manu the meerkat. Oh, yeah. Go on, books, jump on the chat GPT, make a design for him.
Make a little Manu meerkat with a camera. That's awesome. Hey, look, thanks guys for coming on, and thanks Quinn for joining us. I thought, we'll get you on as a sponsor. We hadn't heard from you for a while. See what you're up to. See how much fun you're having without Speedway, and it sounds like you're really enjoying yourself. So I'm really happy for you, mate, that you and the family are having such a good time. Because I do know how special it is having kids. We all of us here know how much important it is when they're little and how much that time is. So I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, mate, and your family gets to benefit from it. So, and Regan, this weekend, mate, I'm looking forward to having some fun on the infield or outfield with you, mate. We'll get on those mics and turn it up. But people, remember, get the trackside to Beatty Speedway this weekend for the East World Engineering Autumn Nationals and the Kudu Cup for the stock cars. It's going to be out the gate.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
So
Awesome.
thanks, team.
Awesome.
Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye.
No worries. Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Hey, Regan. Up the wires, bro.
Mate, 5 o'clock Saturday they playing. I know.
We'll do the live stream that one then.
Put it on the old headset. Come on, my boys.
Hey, they were good against the Storm, eh? That's another time.
They're peaking early, bro. They're peaking early.
Even my rabbits are going well this season.
Yeah, I know. It's a big season. It's just the beginning, but that's right. We'll just get old Dimitri, can warm his shoulders up again, and up the wires.
Hard out.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. All right. So before we move on to our good mate Brad Lane, he's been sitting there so patiently. He didn't watch the video I put up before, kids. I thought he was going to see the bit where I showed his roll and his little thought bubble I did for him saying sorry, Pops. I don't know if he's seen that.
That's why he walked away.
He walked away. He probably thought, I'm not watching that crap. But before we get into it, people, we've been working on some of the background, and we've got some of these coming. If you're interested in those, send us a PM. And we're going to get some of those done, those shirts done, Trackside Cockpit shirts done, just for fun. We're not making money. We're just going to do it. It might actually be cheaper than $40 yet. I'll let you know, but that's at this stage I've worked it out close to that. So if you're keen, let us know. Give us a DM and let us know if you're keen. But we'll put up a proper post at a later date anyway when I'm all ready to go forward with it. But that's our shirts we're doing for our Trackside with Cockpit. So there we go.
So cool.
Easy as that.
Cool. Cool is. All right, we better bring him in. Radders, who joined us,
There
he's
he
been
is.
sitting there patient. Hey, bro, how are you?
Yeah, good lads. Cruising at the moment, so we're at home, so we'll jump on in and have a bit of a yarn.
Yeah.
Did you have to renew your passport this season to go across the South Island so many times, mate?
No, that was good. We only got buggered up on one of our flights, so other than that, it was all good going backwards and forwards. Much better than the previous years. So it's all been pretty good.
Mate, it's been pretty good until that little bit that Booker showed in the video. But prior to that, mate, everyone was enjoying seeing you down at the South Island. Obviously, you were down there with a few others last season at the Rees Tour. But to go back down, mate, and I got to commend you and your team, you know, being a 1NZ in the class. You've travelled a lot, which has been representative not only for you as Brad Lane, the racer, but Rocket Racing, the Lane family and the sponsors. Just been an awesome achievement. So well done.
Yeah, you know, old Bazza always seems to follow us along too. So, you know, there's always two of us from Huntley that are dragging our hot rods around. So, yeah, you know, it's bloody cool to see. Obviously, we ran Greymouth, what was that, 4 weeks ago maybe? So, yeah, Greymouth. Then we did Dunedin, which was a bit unfortunate with the weather, and then the accident that happened. But it's been, you know, bloody good racing. And then we had Christchurch, which turned to shit for us. So, but that's the way it goes, mate. That's racing. So, still chin up, still going to. We were obviously looking at going to Waharoa, but not now. So, hopefully, the weather plays ball up here. We got go-karting on, so we'll look at that. Or I might have to scoot over to Napier and go drive a super saloon.
Hey, Regan, look, he's down there. Look, he's down there.
Every nodding.
He's sitting there with a big grin. Look, let go.
It's got no wing, bro. We'll be good. We'll be right.
Listen, I talked to you about a couple of things actually, Brad, that I hadn't had a chance to catch up with you about. But I remember last year for the Rees Tour, you were quite gutted you weren't going to be able to go to Dunedin and do all that racing there, what we did, because you were stuck doing the Gold Rush and stuff at Greymouth. What was it like, that Dunedin track, mate, getting there finally with your modified? And because was that the first time you've done laps there?
Yes, that's the first time we'd ever been there. It was it's a very interesting track. I thought, you know, you can look at videos and watch this and do that and all the rest of it, and until you get there and have a look at the track is when you first sort of see it, you know. So I thought physically it might have been a little bit bigger than what it was, but it wasn't. So which is fine, you know, everybody's got to race on the same track. So it was all good. It just made it obviously a little bit tighter for the passing and stuff, but bloody wicked track, you know, like the banking on it and stuff, and obviously racing it online, you know, you get a little bit of a gist of it too. So we ended up going pretty good there. The poor old motor, she's a little bit down on horsepower than everyone else, so we sort of struggled to get out of the corner good enough, and then the poor old girl was screaming her lungs out down the end of the straight. So it was a bit of a catch-22 there, whether we get it out of the corner or keep the RPM down, but we managed to sort of keep it in a happy medium and sort of just have to drive it into the corner, not hard on the throttle, so you'd sort of get halfway down and then start laying out of it so it didn't pull up on the chip. So but once we sort of got that figured out, you know, and got the gearing right, that was good. You know, we made a mistake in I think it was our Targo Champs race. It was on the last race. We were running second and winning and spun it up. Actually, I haven't done that in a while, but sort of just lost it as soon as we got in the corner and around it went. So then it was elbows up after that, and game face on, and we managed to drive up in the fluff up around the top and make it back to the front, which was a pretty big feat. I didn't think we probably would have got as well. I didn't think we were going to get back to the front, but it was a big effort. But we managed to get there.
So who didn't tighten up the talent bearing in the car for that one, bro? At the start of the race.
Yeah, the talent bearing. It was me, mate. It obviously fell out heading into that corner.
I shouldn't be that smart. I'd never be able to drive like you, so I'm old enough to be cheeky. So there we go.
Yeah. And then Jazz handed my balls back through the fence, so we were good to go.
The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, Brad, as well, is now you've had time to sit back and reflect on probably your whole trip and different things that happened, mate. How special was it to see the amount of drivers and people that tried to pitch in to get you back on the track for that final at Woodford Glen? I mean, you were probably 5 minutes out, weren't you, really, from... I mean, if the stock car boys had turned it on a bit better, you would have made it on the track. But we won't say that. But, like, for you, like, I mean, you must sit back and think to yourself, it must be quite an emotional thing, thinking back that how many people... Bazza Hunter, right there, he's got a wing, he's getting out of his wing he got out of his trailer for you, you know, and... there was diffs and there was bloody front axles and just shocks and people going left, right, everywhere, you know. I mean, mate, just sum up for us how that made you feel, now that you've reflected back on it, you know.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know. when the accident happened, we're sitting there on the infield and like the rear diff snapped in half and there's shit hanging off it. It's sort of, I'm not gonna lie, I've been worn out from racing towards the end of the season. So sitting there looking at it, I was done, mate. I'd had enough. I was ready to go drink some piss, but we got it back in, had a quick squiz over it, and old Timmy was down there, Tim Clark, and I said to him, do we put it back together or do we call it quits? And he said, well, fuck, what else you come down here for? Excuse my French, but so we jumped back in and got into it, and before I'd even started looking around and getting into it, mate, there was people there left, front, center, drivers, crews from other cars and everything. Even so we were in there ripping into it, and Craigie come down and he was helping out on the front end. So there was certain people you knew you could leave certain stuff too. So they got all the front end together, got the other shocks on it. I didn't even have to check it, to be honest. It was all good to go. And then unfortunately the not so much the club, but the person there or whatever said that we weren't going to make it, but we only had to put diff oil back in it and the wheels on it. So it was a little bit, it was a little bit of salt in the wound, but it is what it is. It's racing. They're putting on a show, and from what I'd understand, they'd already slowed up the meeting a little bit. We'd actually done it in the past where we've asked a few stock car drivers to slow the meeting up for us, and it's worked out. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to do that down there. So, but yeah, when they come up and said we wouldn't make it, it was sort of like, damn, okay,
deflating.
But I didn't really click until afterwards, and I looked around. There was still when they told us there was still modified drivers on the car working on it.
Yes.
So, it was just phenomenal. The amount of people, I couldn't tell you how many people were around there. You probably had more of an idea books, but there was probably 30 odd people around there trying to get in and help us, and people offering parts and what have you. Luckily, we had enough in the trailer for everything, but it was just it was outstanding, mate. It was that's what's so good about our Class A, which, don't get me wrong, there's some rivalries out there and stuff, but we race hard and we're competitive on the track. But when we're in the pits, we're all pretty much mates, and it's it's just outstanding. The camaraderie from everyone was bloody wicked. It was cool.
To be fair, Kins, I was blown away by. I was standing there. I was trying to get a word with him, but I knew how busy he was, and I thought, do I be that reporter that's an arsehole and just puts his mic in front of him? But I could see how busy he was and doing stuff, and I knew the thing that I knew, Kins, is I probably knew that if I did put it in front of Brad like that, he probably would have stopped, because that's the sort of guy he is. But then I had my second thought of like, no, they're trying to get this car back out on the track, and I stood back there for a bit and just watched. And he's right, there was just drivers, and then the cars were lined up on the grid, and there were still drivers helping that hadn't got to their cars and suited up yet, and they had to run off and rush to get on the track. And to me, that was it was very humbling for me to see, and it was it made me think to myself, this is what Speedway's about. Get rid of all that bullshit that you see on social media, that people bitch and moan, and social media say, oh, such and such hates this guy and hates that guy, and this guy's against that guy, and then you see them all. The one common goal, which was to get that car back out there to race for that final heat, and to me, that's what the essence of Speedway is: family, friends, and fun, and that's what it comes down to, hey,
Oh,
and that's
100%.
what we say. We talk to so many people, older drivers, that say the biggest thing for them is the amount of friends they've made over their time in the sport, 30 years later. And, and I can see us talking to Brad in 10 years' time if he's still going. And that's something that he'll probably reflect back on, was that night and that instant, because it's a moment that you never forget in your Speedway career.
Yeah, it would have been a bit better if we made it out. But anyway, that's the way it goes. I guess next time I'm sure I can probably multitask. So if you do put it in front, I'm sure I can talk and work at the same time.
Oh, I knew you probably would have, Bradders, but I thought, no, you were focused. You guys were everybody was focused, man. And I thought, I'm not going to, I kept saying, I'm going to get a word in soon. And I think, I step back. And
if we probably hadn't denied about it, we probably would have been good to go, but I guess hindsight's a wonderful thing, but that's the way it goes.
It is,
so
yeah.
Anyway, we ended up going go-karting the next week and blew the South Island away. So it was all good.
And the other thing too, I suppose, for you, we talked to Quinn about it before. You had the whole family there, mate. So I mean, how good's the family time, right? It's like a family holiday at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's how we used to have our family holidays. So I try and integrate the kids the same way, So yeah, actually, poor Nova had been sick in the trailer, probably just exhaustion from the early start. We flew down that day. We left home at 4 o'clock in the morning, and then flew in. Then finished the car off and went racing and stuff. So for the young girls, it was probably a bit much, but it was it's cool. The Jazz and the kids were down in the pits, which usually they're up on the bank watching. So to have them in the pits and to see what goes on and have a bit of understanding of that was pretty cool too. So and then we did the old family holiday stuff during the week and campfires on the beach and
Nice.
marshmallows and a bit of gold panning and all sorts. So it was pretty wicked actually. It was good. It was real good.
That's awesome, Akins. That's the best part, is that family time afterwards, and that's what his kids remember. Great, when they get older, like we went to the speedway with Dad and blah blah. When they become one NZ,
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
but that's the essence of the sport. You touched on the fact that the drivers that were around that camaraderie to get the one NZ back out on the track, it didn't unveil to be like that. And you done the right thing. Box, you knew he was busy. He was focused on Sunday with everyone else there, 30 plus. But also the other part of Brad is that quality time that he took aside to spend with the kids and the family, and that means so much in both worlds that you can balance it. That says how good of a person you are to balance it, because there's a lot of sacrifice that racers do to race the sport. Like Quinn touched on it, he didn't realize it, how much is taken into the sport. He said he thanked Macca, who did all the work behind the scenes. He's still got a business he's got to run. 2 young kiddies, no different to Brad's got a young family, but to have them there is something extra special. When you go on these racing trips, it's something that in memories will last forever.
The other thing,
that's all I remember, mate. Most of I remember is traveling the country. You go to sleep, you wake up, and you hope you're a bit closer than what you were before. It's just it's cool. Like Quinn said, man, I don't know how I get the time to do it. I've probably been lacking on the family side a little bit, but unfortunately, that's probably what it takes to be New Zealand champion. But there's a bit of give and take there, and as long as I can get enough brownie points and keep this side happy, and then go do the other side, it all sort of works out.
Cool. That's another thing we forget about too, is the partners of these race guys, Kins. Do you talk about it? Like when you have a big crash like that, does she say anything to you, or how does it affect her? Does it affect? It must put the old heart in the mouth when she sees it happened. Because she just used to seeing you sending it.
She hates it.
She hates it, man. I come in because, like I said, Nova was sick, so I come in after that Christchurch one, and she actually didn't see it. So probably a good thing, to be honest. But she come in, she was a bit teary eyed and. And you all right? I said, yeah, I'm fine. We're just going to get the car ready, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
That's a typical racer's reply, isn't it? That's a driver's reply.
Don't bug me, woman. I got a car to fix. Meanwhile, she's, you're okay.
She's stressing out, all emotional.
You gotta feel for the wives and the partners of these race car drivers, I tell you.
Well, I'm sure most of them don't understand why we do it, but they just agree anyway. So that same thing, they're so supportive too as well. So a lot of us can't do it without them either. If they were having a word saying, "Hey, come on, can we go to this or do that?" and you said yes, well, there wouldn't be much racing going on there, would there? So they're pretty forgiving for probably 90% of us out there racing. They're there behind us, supporting us, and allowing us to do what we love.
Yeah, mate. Couldn't have said it any better. You're 100% right. Hey, Mumsy went all good on a go-kart, I see, eh?
Yeah. Obviously, we were racing, but to figure out that she got second, that was pretty bloody. That was wicked, man. That was real cool.
And our Pops went well too.
Yeah, well, we had that go-karting on weekend just been, and we ran Saturday, and we all went pretty good. North Island team come out on top again, which was pretty cool. And then we went racing on Sunday, and Pops' thing wasn't going too well. And anyway, I found out it was only probably 3/4 throttle, so we're going to start calling them TQ. seeing as there's only 3/4 throttle.
Did he get his hat? Did you give him his beanie and that, or what, mate?
I think I'd given him that before. Oh, yeah, I don't know. It'll be somewhere. I haven't even unpacked yet, mate. It's yeah, it's all a bit of a mess in the trailer and in the
I
go-kart.
mean, I sent you those beanies and hats down for pops.
Oh yeah. I've given him those. Yeah, they're up at the workshop.
So what's happening with you in the modified for the rest of the season? Is that it done now? Huntley's finished, or you got anything planned to get behind the 1NZ? Anything happening with that?
I'm looking at that. Merrimack High Banks at the 21 Speedway. So we'll just see if we go through to do that. Yeah, obviously we had this weekend, which was Huntley, and then Wahara. So
yeah,
they've obviously both been cancelled now. So hopefully we'll be able to get Chevelle out into her go-kart this weekend if the weather's all right. She's done a couple of one meeting now. And she's really enjoying that too. So I guess she's got the bug as well. So and some more expensive stuff later on.
Well, you can save your chassis, mate. I mean, that chassis you've got now, how old's that?
Yeah, exactly. That was 06, so it's 20 years old. That thing is
20-year-old chassis, he takes out 1NZ, cheeky bugger.
Brilliant.
Mate, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Good to hear from you. Oh, sorry, kids, you have a question from
I was just going to say, promote the big champs at Huntley Go-Karts coming up in May, eh?
Yeah, second or third, I think it is.
Yeah, second year.
I got to do another entry form, so I'd done one for the Rotax class, and I forgot about the other cart that I had there. So we'll have to fill that in tonight and send that through. But yeah, it's looking good. It's gonna be real good. You know, there'll be big numbers in all the classes too. Yeah. So we just got a committee meeting Monday night just to finalise all that stuff and sort of get that all sorted. So once we've got that under wraps, I'm sure there'll be more on the internet and what have you. But I think there's only 2 days left to enter to that. So get entries in, and we can then we can finalise formats and grids and all the rest of that. So, but yeah, the go-kart thing's taken off too, you know. So once this racing season's all finished, I can start working on the go-kart business and pursuing that a little bit more, I guess. You know, try and get that off the ground a little bit. You know, it's pretty flat out as it is really, but you know, get it up and going and get it really going so we can focus on that.
Wicked. All right. I'll see you on the second at Huntley. I'll be up there, throw my voice on the microphone and do what I got to do for you. Have some fun. That's the main thing, eh?
That's it. That's why we do it, mate. We go out and enjoy ourselves and turn some laps and burn some petrol. cheaper than diesel.
Yeah, well, we're going to run out of diesel. So anyway, sponsors, mate. Who you got to thank for your 1NZ season?
Yeah, I was bloody looking for that before. I couldn't find it.
I gave you a warning too.
Yeah, it's all right. I got most of them. You know, there's heaps of them that help out realistically. You know, there's heaps of little ones and bigger ones, obviously, that'll make this go round and round because it's a big effort. So we've got Andy and Jane from Professional Door Services. You know, they've been with me right from the start. So that's 2011 till 2015. Sorry. So what's that? 11 years they've been with us, sponsoring us. So that's pretty cool. Machinery House. Miles from Machinery House. Same thing. They sponsored the old boy before they sponsored me. So they've been around a long time as well. Repco Huntley, Spartan 4 Toyota, TMK Packers. Okay, I love this. I go blank. We got
that's why I tried to give you a warning.
South Auckland Crane Eye. Oh, HDL. HDL has given us a fuel card for sponsorship. Heavy Diesel Limited. You know, they do truck servicing in the Taupo area. They got Taupo, Wahara, Tokoroa. So they give us a fuel card, which obviously helped out big time for our trip down south, especially with the price of diesel going up. So
yeah.
So that's much appreciated. Addis Containers, Whittle Maintenance Services, Steel Masters, FAC. I knew I was looking for it. I couldn't find it.
That's all good, bro.
I'm Rocket Racing page to see if I can
I'm going through it too.
Oh, Vasey. Vasey's helped out.
Vasey's on there.
I know I'm missing some.
You got Addis, you got Lane, HDR, Pocono Auto Center, Steel Masters, Repcos.
Yeah, there you go.
EMK, who's that?
TMK package. So they help us out with the fuel. We buy the fuel from them, and they give us a bit of a discount. So it all helps out. All of it. Newmax Machinery. Newmax hire and sales. So they do diggers and bobcats and real heavy machinery, roading type stuff. So they come on board this year too, which has been a big help out. They're quite a big one. So they all put their time and effort into it and money, and it all just makes it go round and round. Because seriously, without them, we probably wouldn't be doing all the traveling and all the rest of it. It takes a big effort to do what we do.
Sure does. All right. That'll help you out. There you go. There's some of the sponsors on that image I just quickly ripped down from Rocket Racing, and you can see a list of them down the bottom there as well. And there's a few more others on the good old page. So jump on the page, follow them on Rocket Racing, and you can see how Brad, Pops, Mumsy, and the rest of the family, and even Sam actually, who had 3 back-to-back wins at Huntley when I last commentated over there. Yeah. That's because brother wasn't there keeping her on toe.
Yeah, well, hopefully we've done enough for the club points, but I guess we'll have to wait and find out now that we missed the meeting out.
She beats you on club points, boy. Hey?
Yeah, that's it. I'll retire after that. I'm done.
All good. Plenty going on. Been a bloody great season. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that club points, I think we've won it 9 years in a row, I think it is. It'll be here somewhere. Really? Yeah, 9 years in a row. So, I might be a little bit disappointed if we don't quite get it. But it is what it is,
But,
we made that decision to go away, so it's all good.
Yeah, and you must be up there on the Only M's awards as well, I'm guessing. But that's in hiding at the moment, Yeah.
Obviously, we were a little bit in front. But you never know. Same thing, had a bit of a shocking run at the invasion and what have you. So, and then they ran at Greymouth last weekend as well. So we still had the modified down there. So if the go-karting got rained out, we were looking at shooting over to Greymouth and go run that, but didn't all quite work out. So that's the way it goes.
Too much, all right, Brian. Too much. Racing's in the blood. Definitely, you can't take that away from you. Well, Brad, look, thanks for joining us, mate. Enjoy the rest of the whatever happens over the weekend, whether it's go-karting, and I look forward to, I might head out to 21 Speedway as well. I'm looking forward to that Anzac weekend and seeing how that unfolds. There's a lot of hype around that facility and a lot going on, getting a lot of media attention. So, I'll be popping out there, check it all out. Take care, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day and evening, and we'll catch up trackside soon.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Hey, thank you for having me on. You guys do a bloody marvelous job for the sport and for all our classes and getting it out there. So thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Cheers, brothers.
Thank you. Thank you for being the entertainer that you are. You keep the fans happy on the sidelines.
You got to bring them in through the gate somehow.
Oh, mate. You're on to it. You're on to it. Cheers, Brad.
Legend.
Yeah. Very good to catch up with them, and a very, very balanced view. And I like that attitude about a young man that, say, at the top of his game in the modified class, he's got to defend the title down in the South Island come the next year's championship. Don't forget, too, everyone's asking on the good old comment in here. They want T-shirts. You can have a T-shirt. You can buy them. The sizes and all the relevant information is going to be released.
The size will be from small to 5XL. There you go.
There you go. There you go. There you go. You heard it there first. So check it all out. We'll keep you up to date. Look, a big thanks going out to Regan O'Brien for joining us earlier on. Looking like Brad's going to head to Miami and drive the Super Saloon of Regan's, maybe. But also good to catch Quinn Ryan, who hasn't been on the racing scene this season, and how he spoke how valuable it was to spend time with the wife and the kids, see them growing up. And he's loving that. And he's got no intention anytime soon getting behind the wheel. So he's loving the moment of focusing on the business, but you can't take away that quality family time. Like Brad said, good to have the family with them down in the south, and that's what it's about. Michael, 5XL is sweet. Yeah, mate. There you go. But anyway,
we'll
thank you.
When we do that, but also, kids, don't forget, next week, people, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we are hoping to do a build-up to Auckland teams.
Yep.
And we're going to do a different perspective this time. It's not going to be like how we normally do it. We're going to change it up a bit. So look for that. Look forward to that. And I suppose all the talk at the moment, Kins, is the Mustang. So we'll just leave it at that, shall we?
Yeah. Mustangs have been released. The new livery for the Panthers, Cameron from 180 Photography's done all that stuff as well. Buster's released their team. There's a lot of hype.
Heads.
Yeah, that's all coming out.
Going. So you got 7 teams for next weekend at Wakaraka, people.
You can kind of work going out.
I can tell you who the teams are. I can't tell you who's in the teams, but I can tell you who the teams are. And your teams for next weekend are Panthers, Mustangs, Scrappers, Giants, All-Stars, Rebels, and Busters. So there you go.
Easy as. Reese Ward, 3XL, all sorted. There we go. It's good to see this is what it's about. But anyway, don't forget there's some tracks that are cancelled. Obviously, with the weather coming through, as mentioned on the throw, little Waharoa out there with the Tid family, they've had to pull the pin. There's a lot of wet weather, I think, coming this Saturday as well. So, well.
Not for us, though, at Miani. So
no.
Can't make it. If you can't get there, Pits TV, man, we're streaming. You'll have all the action for trackside. If you can make it, then backside, trackside. Let's rock this chicken. It's going to be awesome.
All right. That's us. Take care, enjoy, and we will catch you back on Monday. See you later.
Thanks, team. Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run, Booker, joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot, Nanny.